Hello, good morning to everyone. So let's have our quick daily briefing for today. And let's have a quick market recap on yesterday's data. So first things, we have the gross domestic product for UK, quarterly basis for the second quarter. So the previous data is negative 1.6% and forecasted at 4.8%. And for the release time yesterday, 2 p.m. But for the actual data, still unchanged at 4.8%. Did not beat the market forecasted data, but overall it beats the previous one. And also we have the producers price index for US yearly basis for the month of July. So the previous and forecasted still unchanged at 7.3%, and for the release time 8:30 p.m. last night. But for the actual data, it was 7.8%. So it beats the market estimated data and the previous one as well. You also have the PPI, but for the monthly basis for the month of July for US. So the previous data was 1% and forecasted at 0.6%. And for the actual data, it was 1%. So it beats the market forecast as well. And we also have the weekly initial jobless claims for US. So the previous data was 2.98 million and forecasted at 2.88 million. And for the actual data, it was lower comparing on the forecasted, which is good for the initial jobless claims. So the actual data was 2.86 million. So it beats the market forecast and the previous data as well. So let's take a look on what happened on the British pound against the US dollar. So as you can see on the screen, right after the UK data has been released, there's no significant effect right after that one. And also the US data, as you can see here, just slight decline on the downside for GBP against the dollar right after the US data. So from 1.3850 down to 1.3830. But during the Asian session, the current price of British pound against the dollar was 1.3840. And for today's economic data, during the European session, we have the producers price index for Switzerland, monthly basis and yearly basis for the month of July, later at 2 p.m. And 5 p.m. we have trade balance for Eurozone for the month of June. And for the US session, later at 8:30 p.m. we have import price index for US monthly basis and yearly basis for the month of July, and export price index as well, monthly basis and yearly basis for the month of July, and followed by the Michigan consumer sentiment for the month of August. And for our key product for today, we have the euro against the US dollar. Now right here, yesterday, the price of the euro dollar, it's actually neutral because the price was still unchanged at 1.1740 zone due to the good data for US last night. But as of this moment, the price still remains at 1740 during the Asian session. But overall, the Eurozone will release their trade balance for the month of June, and also the US consumer sentiment, which is foreseen and changed at 81.2 based on the economic calendar. So let's see what will happen on this pair right after those data will be released. But for today's support, we can look for 1.1719 and 1.1709, and resistance 1.1744 and 1.1758 respectively. Again, for the European session, we have PPI or Producers Price Index for Switzerland, and trade balance for Eurozone. And for the US session, we have Import Price Index and Export Price Index, followed by the Michigan Consumer Sentiment for the month of August. So for today, there's nothing much data that we have to check on, but we have to focus for this Friday due to the Michigan consumer sentiment. So if the price was better comparing on the forecasted, so it may cause some volatility on the market. All right, so that's all for our daily briefing today. Thank you everyone for joining. Please stay safe and have a great day.